Morning. This is the fuel system aboard A-Sling. It's something I've avoided for a rather long time, but it's something I need to get to at some point. There is a three-way valve, a stepper motor of some kind, a pump or filter, I'm not entirely sure, a switch which definitely doesn't work, and some filters. This filter is actually in use because this comes straight from the day tank. These two are not. This one has some fuel in it, some diesel, but I've never done anything on here really since we got the boat, because just never have. This I don't really know what's going on here. There are pipes going all over the place. So what I've started to do, because I know how the day tank stuff works, or do I? You see, I don't even know that. I don't even know if taking this off is a good idea, because I don't know where this comes from. This definitely doesn't work. Yeah, I have no idea what this does and where this goes, to be honest. But I thought what I could do is take this off and have a look-see. Use this to pump out the various tanks, and then down here is more valves. More valves. I don't know where these go either. It's actually it really is quite a mess. So I guess the main thing is the day tank. I need to make sure I understand how that works. So that is the mission for today, is find out where that goes. That goes right here. Oh, and then it just ends. See what I'm dealing with? It's definitely problematic. How about we cut all of these things off and then deal with it.
All right, well, I don't want to be too dramatic, but there's no way to know what's happening here. There's so many pipes leading all over the place, so I did my best to remove all the cable ties holding everything together, and hopefully this will give me some sort of a de-noodled spaghetti mess to work through. It's definitely, you can see years of different ideas and opinions and solutions being made to kind of fix this all together. This whole thing probably took me about an hour to figure out and to remove all of these cable ties.
All right, so I'm going to try and explain what's going on here, but I don't fully understand it myself. There are rails coming, I guess, from the tanks in the bilges, and pipes. These pipes come up, and there's like a two-way, three-way valve. I don't know how this goes. So I can turn off the one and I can turn off the other. So I guess two tanks come in here and I can choose which one to switch to. Then it comes up here and goes into, I actually don't know. Oh, here we go. It comes into this Fram filter, which is currently empty. This Fram filter then goes into this little pump. This little pump comes up into another little pump, a little stepper motor, which pumps again round and into this filter. This filter then goes up all the way up here and into the day tank over there. Right, so this is how you fill the day tank from at least two of these tanks. Okay, but then I got this one, which is the one I think I've been using all along. This comes out, goes into here, and then disappears in the bilges somewhere. I genuinely don't know where this goes, so I need to find that. The other side of it tracks to, wait, what? All right, so everything I said is wrong. This, oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one. You see, this isn't easy. There's pipes all over the place. All right, it comes here to another valve. It says fuel on here, and I've been trying to figure this one out for a while. This thing will switch 3 ways or 2 ways. One goes into there, which is where I think it currently is, because that's got fuel in it, and I think it comes from the day tank. And then this is coming from the day tank. So it comes to here, goes across, goes into there, comes out through here, goes into here somewhere, and my guess is it comes back up into here. And I'm just trying to see if that is the case, because then I could shorten this. Oh, that is it. That is it. It loops around. So I could actually make this way shorter and make it a lot better than that. All right, then there's another pipe coming out of the tank over here, which goes down to this. Just, yeah, I guess I could empty the tank if I wanted to. This one that I just told you now is probably coming from another tank, actually just rolls up into a bundle and goes nowhere. It just ends here. This is quite a conundrum, because I genuinely don't know what's going on here. So now, for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to put power onto this little pump and just see what it does. So let me just do this. Oh, I think I need to strip these. Let me go get a stripper for that. There we go. So, according to what I can tell, what I expect to happen on this thing is the following. If this pump works, by the way, because it may not work, it's quite possible it doesn't work. It should pull through here, or push from, I don't know. Let's see. Wow, there are bubbles. And it's trying to pump up. There's a lot of bubbles. So what I think, oh, this is trying to fill up through this filter. Oh, but these are closed. So this one that goes nowhere, if I open this, will it get bubbles in? Yes. And if I open for the other one, which I think goes to a rail, will it now pull in diesel from one of the downstairs tanks? All right, I don't want to do that because I'm quite convinced those tanks are filthy, and I don't want to pump filthy diesel and diesel back into my day tank, which is clean. So I'm going to turn this off for now and see if I can reroute this so it doesn't go into a filter. What? Wait, is that even true? Okay, never mind. This is a conundrum and I need to figure it out. So let me go do that and I'll bore you with the details.
So while we're trying to figure all of this out, I think we can simplify this a little bit. So I've started to remove the one frame filter right at the bottom, which is empty and doesn't appear to be doing anything. I can't really trace what's going on there, but let's remove it, close off all the ends, get all of the hoses off, and maybe this will declutter all of this mess enough that we can get some answers to these weird questions we have, like what does this all actually do?
Right, let's be clear, some jobs are a lot harder than they have to be. This is one of those jobs that should have been really, really easy, and it was not. Right, so this is how it came out. It's the Fram FSA 1000, and this is how it was set up. It went in there, out there, and it came around and it went back in there. That is an interesting way to set up your filters, but perhaps it was a backup or a spare or a, I don't know. I changed this filter that's in here 4 years ago with the intention of building the new fuel polishing system and just getting to these things that I've never seemed to be getting to, which I'm doing now. And let's see how everything looks at the moment. So far I've removed quite a bit. So I've removed this one filter. I need to do that one next. I've tested this little stepper motor here, and I've tested this little motor over here. Both motors do work, or both pumps work. This one is filled by the return from the engine. So that goes under and comes up and over and around and into there somewhere, I think. This pipe that's all rolled up is I guess a discharge pipe. It's got a little valve on it, which you can maybe see over there. That allows me to empty the day tank should I wish to do so. And I've removed some pipes that go nowhere. I've removed the one here, which I thought went to a rail on one of the tanks under the bilges. That is not the case. It did not go there. The bottom of it comes to this pipe, which connects to the rail, which connects to the one fuel pipe, fuel tank rather. I then need to work this part out over here. So this I need to figure out what goes where and how. Right, however, it's Saturday, so I've got some things I need to do. I am going to stop this working in the bilges in the engine room and go home and eat something, and I'll be back tomorrow to work on Mistress and then some work on the Mara. So I'll bring you along for that. that's the hatch off. And if we have a good look at this side of it, what is that stuff? I don't even know what that is. It's silicone. It's a great big ball of silicone. Oh, it's any wonder that this thing was leaking like crazy, no matter what we did. All right, I now need to take these sides off, all the way around, and then work on taking the frame off, and then begin work on the new frame. But first, let's get rid of this blob of silicone. Weird. Right, let's have a look and see what it looks like from underneath now that I've got most of the frame out. This whole section here is super rotten. Thankfully, I've got to cut about an inch off all the way around. But yeah, not great. Let's carry on. Maybe I can improve it slightly by removing these things, but they're so rusted in place, these screws that hold the external frame. Oh, I think that's broken. Yeah. I think that's the case with almost all of them. You can actually feel it. Yep, that one's gone too. Sucks because all of them now are going to rip the sides, which I'm going to have to epoxy and fix. It's going to add a lot more days to this. It's going to be an easy project, but that looks terrible. No. Oh man, this is all so soft here. Oh, bugger. I'll probably have to cut this off in chunks. I think I'll have to do that. This has been removed. And here is the new frame. There's a lot of damage that needs to be repaired here, which I'll do after I've cut, because there is a limit how much I can cut. honestly. Right. I can only go so far here because there's a beam. Same here, but this side is open. Oh dear. Well, that's gone horribly wrong. Let me get another one. Right. Okay, so that leaves us with this setup. And here you can see where I'm going to need to cut out to make it a bit wider. And then potentially there's an arch I need to consider. But first I'll cut it and then I'll work on the frame.
Alright, so now that I can finally start cutting this off and marked out, you can see that it's not quite an inch that I need to cut off. In some places, yes, the corners are almost an inch. Other places a little bit less than that, 2/3 of, about 1.5 centimeters occasionally, and in some places 2 centimeters worth. But we need this to fit the new frame. It wasn't too bad to cut through here, unfortunately. It shows just how rotten some of the areas were. I even had a fairly dull blade, but it went through all of it.
Alright, so I've cut this. Let's explore my success. Or my failure, as it were. I mean, that's pretty grim. These edges will definitely need to be fixed. This side is pretty good. This side's not all that bad. But when you have a look at the bits I cut away, what surprised me is, I mean, I have a dull blade and I didn't expect it to work as well. Really, it's the ease that the dull blade cut through all of this that worries me. As you can see, this was way overdue for removal. Alright, well, the next thing I need to do is sand this back a bit on deck and on the sides, and then come through with thickened epoxy, fix and repair wherever I'm able to. I'm worried about this, and I'm worried about underneath there. Well, let's see what we can do. Alright, off camera, I've begun these repairs. Those are the worst. I mean, there are worse areas on the boat, but for now, that'll do. So that'll sit for the rest of the day. And then I think another one of my missions, and this video is starting to get a lot more complex and taking a while to get through. I don't want to be too long, but I want to take the next filter off of the diesel system. And as you've seen, it's really complicated. I just can't find, these things all loop back on themselves. It's quite messy, but I'm going to attempt to remove one more.
which is exactly what I did for about 10 minutes, and 3 bolts broke off and they're now permanently affixed to the cover of the engine room. Well, no matter, I went straight back to this work the next day and started making plans to glue up the frame. I have to figure out how it all fits correctly and make sure that it all works well. Then I've got to tab and glass it in. Zoe came through to give me a hand to clean up in the cabin, which is great. I'm quite happy about that. Hatch works fine, and I'll show you that in more detail shortly. First layer up of glass wasn't too difficult to do, just as to kind of strengthen the edges. That went through without a hitch. I have to do a little bit more, but I think this will probably be enough. If doing the front hatch was anything to go about, and comparing it to, it's pretty strong enough, provided I do a good glue up with the frame. There will still be screws right at the end of all of this from underneath that will go into the frame, so don't worry, it's not going to break apart on us anytime soon.
Alright, so we've done this part. It's all glassed in along the side. One layer of matte weave, a really light, like 85 gram matte weave, same that I used on all of the edges. Zoe's in there cleaning up and helping, and we're emptying stuff out of the back cabin so that I can do this job. Here is the new hatch from Vitus, and there is the frame still to be glued on, but I need to fair and glass and do all of this first. It is, however, a stunning day, and I think that'll dry fairly quickly. Let's have a look and see what the day actually looks like. Lovely, with a light breeze.
So while I'm making mess, Zoe's come through and given us a hand. I'm very happy about that, because this entire area, the whole aft cabin, did not get cleaned up properly after the fire. So there's still fire hydrant dust everywhere, and some of the soot that came through from the fire and made its way down the corridor. I'm glad that's getting sorted out, and I really appreciate Zoe coming to do that. I've only been cleaning in areas I've been working, so everything on the port side, the chain plates, that whole area that I redid in previous videos, that's pretty much all been done. So thank you very much, Zoe, for coming through and helping the old man out. I really appreciate it. God knows I can't clean up after myself.
It's the next day. It's early morning. It's about 7:20 a.m. and I think it's going to be a good day. A little windy, but not a bad day. I've already started by sanding a patch that I had to do just here, and I've sanded all the glasswork around the hatch. It needs a bit more sanding, but then I need to work on the frame, cut the frame and glue the frame down. That's going to take a bit of time. Can you even hear me? It's super windy. We've stepped out 2.5 hours from home to come to Longabon, to the lagoon. It looks like there was a lot of whaling done this part of the world. I actually didn't realize that there was so much whaling done out this side of the world.
So that was a very, very quick outing for us, and straight back to the boat the next day and to finally glue the hatch in, at least the frame. Thickened epoxy, line it all up, get some clamps on and give it a little bit of a squeeze down, just a little bit of squeeze out, and that'll do. I also had some family come to visit, and my nephew and his fiancée came to help out. So I got some free sanding and cleaning up, especially up front, another job which I had left behind. So he started by removing all the bungs and trying to get as many of the screws out as possible. This, I kind of knew it was going to be a difficult job, so kind of why I ignored it for so long. But I'm glad it's finally getting done. And it turned out to be about as bad as I thought it was. So yeah, we will have to revisit this with a bit more gusto in the next video. I have to start glassing areas. I didn't take any footage of what it looks like now, but I will in next week's video. I then started with tabbing in. Now, unfortunately, I was a bit of a dumbass and I forgot something super important, which is I hadn't rounded the edges yet. So I started putting on the first piece, having already done the bottom pieces, and realized, no, I shouldn't actually do that. Then I started tabbing in the bottom pieces correctly. So I have one edge that I need to redo. And I think that's probably enough for one video. It's a lot of catch up for the beginning of the year, but thank you for waiting so patiently for this very large video.
Yeah, I mean, I really do mean it. Thank you for being patient and waiting. The last few months have been pretty insane, and life will kick you in the ass and you need to react, and unfortunately it comes for all of us. None of us are immune to a good kicking in the ass. But thank you for your patience. I'm hoping to get videos out more regularly. So this is a very large, very long video. I hope it catches you up on what we've been doing. Happy New Year now in February. And I hope to see you all next week. We have to finish the hatch. There's some work up front that needs to be done. And I'm hoping to start on reconditioning the windlass. And there's some internal work to do. And I have to carry on in the engine room. Right at the beginning of this video, we started stripping the one side of the engine room, everything off the wall, and we'll continue with that next week, and then hopefully some painting, and then I need to start heat proofing and soundproofing. We're not going to go heavy in that room because it's its own room and we can put doors and lock everything up, and it's fairly quiet, but we do want to get it a little bit nicer than it is now. It's amazing what a nice engine room can do. So I'll see you all next week. Cheers everybody. Bye bye.